Caroline Goodwin's recent books include Old Snow, White Sun, Madrigals, Trapline, and The Paper Tree. Aileen Cassinetto says, quote, exquisite and precise, Carolyn Goodwin's newest poetry collection, Old Snow, White Sun, traverses various terrains with grace and a commitment to astonishment. Ferocity and decaying bodies populate these poems, but also tenderness and rhythmic hope. Find in these poems a heron, a river, a hurricane, a floodgate, a levee, a story. The one where the girl is strong enough, the one where she survives, unquote. A former Wallace Stegner Fellow in poetry at Stanford University, Carolyn lives and teaches in the San Francisco Bay Area. Please welcome Carolyn Goodwin.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. Thanks, Shauna and Monica, for organizing, and thank you to Rosemary for sharing the space, and to new friends and old friends and students, and oh, there I am big. And everyone for being here. It just feels, as the days go by, more and more essential that we keep the faith and support one another and stay true to our creative visions, and just keep doing the poems and appreciating one another. So I'll be reading a sequence from my book Madrigals, which can be ordered by emailing my business address. I'd love to send you one in the mail, but I'll just speak very briefly about the sequence I'm going to read. It takes about 15 minutes. I'm going to read it straight through. And this book has also my collage work in it. Um, Many of you know me, some don't, but it'll be it's almost 10 years now that I lost my wonderful husband in a mountain biking accident very suddenly. Um, and so this book is, and the sequence I'll be reading, you'll hear some repetitions, you'll hear some images, and a voice that I think is trying to incorporate the new normal. One of the quotes that's helped me over the years is actually from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. In chapter 23. Mary Shelley writes, "Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change." And there's a couple more quotes that you'll hear throughout my reading. One of them is from Baudelaire wrote, "The rules of poetry are written after the poem," which seems a little bit unfair, but that's what he said. So you'll hear that repeated. And this idea, Coleridge wrote, "Art is the subjection of matter to spirit, so as to be transformed into symbols in and through which this spirit reveals itself." And lastly, the title of my book, Madrigals, comes from the musician Moondog, whose 1971 album is called Madrigals. He experienced a great and sudden change. Probably there's people in the room who have been through this human rite of passage. Moondog was a blind street musician and an amazing musician. And he, at the age of 16, was blinded completely for life when he picked up an undetonated construction site explosive as a teenager. He's like, "What's that?" And he went on to study classical music and was a great composer. So on the cover of my book, Madrigals, which is a nod to Moondog, is a quote from Moondog. And then I'll jump into the sequence of poems. Moondog wrote, "Death, when you come to me, may you come to me swiftly. I would rather not linger, not linger." And here we go. Rules written after. 1. The subjection of matter to spirit, to the floor to ceiling windows and bookshelves, to the boy who stood at the rail for a while before jumping. Please, tell me exactly when my voice became so pained, my heartbeat a particular problem. A real rain will come, you promised, under the apple tree, under the green worm hatching a ball of cloth in the gullet. 2. Your staggering hands, palm reader, your turning and turning soft penstemon wings. When you asked for me, I responded with my whole self, not understanding the puzzle bark or the scent of begonia or the nature of your mouth on my mouth. 3. And so a dark time came to the watery blue lines, heaven. And so that which had sprung open began to return to itself, a flock of clouds shaped like soldiers or gestures. Someday a real rain will come and wash you, golden thorax, all the king's horses and men. Aram, patina of rust, I welcome you, I welcome you. Call the cobweb pure space, the broken pallet pure time. I slide my foot into the fur shoe you offer me, and when morning comes again, I drink it up. 5 pelicans in a clear sky are not an omen. 5 times I stroll round the meadow and sing, to receive the revelation, to capture the sphinx moth, bright living thing. At the rally, several teens arrested for refusing to disperse, for following the unfettered heart. At the school, an active shooter. How? How? Sometimes when I look, it's all stone, sometimes snow. If I could fold it back, if the photographer could capture the sharp-shinned hawk and the lion deliver it to my doorstep, take the toughest fibers of my heart and just unravel, take the leather of my feet. At the end of the day, I wonder, privilege, my burning host, my rust, every breath I take is filled with it. Knock there, waiting for the spell, Klamath on fire, blue smoke at the root. I approach the ravine. Each blade of grass here now a chance, a multitude. If you were to peek inside, if the cloak of ashes were enough, my love, my being entire, the livelong day, the hayfields winking in the breeze, the hayfields high and my body a bowl of shells or a shelter appearing at the edge of the blaze. Would you see me then? Would your rusted assemblage turn its wheels around at least? Trust me, it don't matter either way. It's all code now. The fire, 20% contained. My gaze, a collection of screens. Bergamot. I walk right into the bone house, mean house, after the wren comes back. And that which had been severed all at once surrounds me. So many curled up claw feet, one would think I'd be unable to speak, and the cup of beaks would offer itself, clacking. If I could believe in the sustenance of wings or any kind of pattern, if the lovely way in which our daughter dances were a sign. One California condor purged of lead by veterinarians. The orange tree filling up with juice. And I can hear you in the door frame. I can hear your words today. The Tower of Silence, the property, bicycle, cell phone, wedding ring, evidence, helmet, County Coroner receipt number 17762. Check 1, body, dressed, partly dressed, nude, night clothes. A group of vultures is called a committee, venue, or a volt. In flight, a kettle, feeding, awake. Rules written after. 1. Give us this day the sphinx moth and ladybug and cedar waxwing and pale sky pale for a while. Please, tell me exactly when that lovely note became a shriek, nameless and naked, when the hunter laid down his rifle on the far bank and your face floated out over the water like a plate. Your heart an icicle, beekeeper, your breath on the glass a white print. When winter came and I called out for you, I had no sense of the marmot or the lynx or the silk of your wrist on my wrist. 3. And so we moved, clothed in moth wings, God help. And that which at one time had comforted started to morph at the back of the throat, something trapped or traveling. There will be time, there will be signs. Give us this day the sky, a succor, and the bees. Crowfoot. I step backwards into the loneliness, the rundown porch and kitchen table. So many foremothers in the cupboards, their arms full of weeds. At the edge of the lake, at the very cusp of ice, and what will it take? Cattail, taproot. If I could believe in herbs or poultice, in love charms or magic, glycoside for hikers, foragers, plant lovers, I'd place a lantern in the shade. For the sick and the starving, for the woman at the river now, shining braids, harvest in summer, when fully open, columbine. And then the carved object, masterless, and then your arms around me, mandolin. And I hear them knocking where the dishes should be, the cups and bowls, every riven string. When the botanist sprinkles her prickles into my dream, it is your beaten face. Knock there. Now the house fills up with yellow light, and that which is reciprocal, that which seals the windows and doors, unmoors me. I asked for a hand, and you handed it all back. Cloud cover, gold. Soil, black. Door frame, moth colored. Roof, black. At the root of each blossom, a nut. Gutter, twigs, and leaf mold. Sludge. Tell me what you came here for. Tell me. What basket of tricks or handful of sunlight? And when I crack it open, what labyrinth, what rib cage or skull? Kick it down. Wait, kick me there. Devil's Club, to lie back in that green shade, thorns and veins. What I long for is very simple, a pelican foot or beak. In the cove, a wave over my ankle, quiet. I'll describe the sensation, origami wing. I'll report the news of my heart, the bundle of his. I am the woman with beads at her throat, slow to anger, the mother, the monster, the moment the child arrives, and I dive down her spine, her Arctic light. A man is folding his laundry, a man's hands on the fragrant cloth. Soon I will lie back again and feel around for your teeth, that sharpness you offer me. Thank you. Of course, it's raining a little. Of course, the rain touches my feet. Rules written after. 1. Look up at the skies, at the guiding love and coltfoot wind, that which burns, starscape and alpenglow, your father's voice and fur and verse and spray paint brick, that which pulses along the edge of the city, shining, broken. Your eyes, your firefolk, hematite, cottonwood far away, and all the pretty little beetles on the sill. If I sweep them away, then will you? So there I go again, right into peddler, the promise, and how easily the fire travels through me now, down to my very catkins and back, my marrow, hallowed cells and incense, my old canoe and starlight, you branching there. Sorry, I'm just going to go a little bit ahead. Fireweed. 2 more poems. Thank you for your attention. Fireweed. I walked right out through the gate you left after the rain folded back, and that which gave permission also bestowed the burden. So many nights without you, one would think I'd be accustomed by now, and the book of signs would be a solace, not an arrow. To see them unwrap me, the talkiness, the risen loaves, in Yellowknife, a woman cuts and lifts her own wrist, the green dawn, the decorated quiver, arsenic, and she is my hero, my friend with the leaves at her eyes, her mud mouth, packed with shoots, the only true sign of spring, that everlasting inky shadow. If I could hunt you down, my love, the white sky behind the cypress or the overgrown hedge. If the hedge would just offer up all its berries, if at dawn I could receive the faraway surf, or anything with feathers. There would, of course, be rose thorns and recognition, gold at the crown of my head. And this is the last sequence, the last three-piece rules written after. 1. Even if you leave me, paper white, Labrador tea, shepherd's purse, plantain. Even if you turn away forever, 1,000 leaves, 1,000 songs in the field of heath, where I wake up too late to gather the slivers, kaleidoscope and cedar, claw moon and star tooth, my faith in every rift the painting will attain. 2. Your green face, carpenter, welder, your fireweed and sweet pea brushing my eyelids. When you asked for me, a crow called down, and the room tilted back into squirrel talk, woodpecker, twigs, nails, broad wing of need. 3. And so I close up shop, heaven help. And so that which I had offered, that Aleutian sachet, fragrant kiss on the back of the hand, where the spirit hobbles over a familiar marsh, is an old song, because the night belongs. Cedar waxwing, lodgepole pine, Godspeed. Thank you so much for your attention to my little book, Madrigals. I appreciate it. Thank you.